Bottleneck analysis is designed to give a more fine-grained look into exactly where time is being spent as a part of your business process, as opposed to the high-level duration metric, which gives you an idea of start to end times. Bottleneck is designed to give you a look more from a transitional or task perspective. And there's a few different ways of calculating time in this module, and you can bring these up via the drop down box here on the top. We can calculate time as the amount of time that it takes us to go from one event to any subsequent event, and you can see your events listed here along the left. How long does it take me to go from any one of these events to any next step? Or on the flip side of that, I can look at it from any prior event up until any given event. So how long does it take us to go from a specific event to my event? If I have a second timestamp, for example, an end date time in my data set, I could define my start and end time there. Or we can have the tool group together specific events, and we can have a look at the exact amount of time that it takes us to go from any one step to another. And so you can see here our event groupings along the left. The most commonly executed event sequence is going from a processor being assigned here in this use case to a verification stage. It's sorted right now high to low based on my count. So 2,500 plus times we've had a processor being assigned going directly to doing a verification. That's 77% of all of my timelines contain this event transition. The average time it takes us to complete the transition, how does that compute to the total amount of hours that we've spent in this specific stage? And then as a percentage of all the time that we've spent in these business processes, what percentage of it was spent at any given point in this process? And you can go on down the list and start to see where the majority of our time is being spent, even sorting high to low based on this total time percentage metric. And right now I've got a stack ranking of my most costly event transitions from a time perspective. And if we're looking at optimization, automation possibilities, we might want to start with those that are taking us the longest to complete. Returning hours to the business, if you will. And this is giving us a very clear, quantifiable snapshot as to where we stand to gain the most amount of time back from driving down the time it takes us to complete certain steps in the process. Now, if we want to, we can even start to get a dynamic calculation. And let's say our average time is 28 hours for this specific stage. If we just shave a couple of hours off of that, and let's say we drive that down to 25 hours on average, we can put that in our new time. You have this calculator that will tell you the exact amount of time savings that you stand to gain from dropping your average time in this specific stage of the process. Now, just like with this time perspective, we can also put a cost perspective on these events. So if we have costs in our project, we can come in here and start to look at exactly which steps are costing us the most amount of money. I'll sort again high to low, and we can see where our most costly steps are, and we can dynamically calculate how much money we stand to gain back from driving the cost out of the process.